What's up, witches? ZenWitch here with another unboxing. But first, Mercury, as I shoot this today on 11/11, has gone back into Scorpio from its retrograde. It retrograded back into Libra. Now it's back into Scorpio. And I have chosen to celebrate that transit by engaging in a deathmatch cage fight with technology. Trying to, I am working on delivering some things that I've been promising for a while, and I have fucked up my own settings and then learned how to unfuck them up, and with lots of screaming in between about why they're fucked up and what I did. So there's been a lot of screaming. So yes, Mercury in Scorpio is like intensity of thought. So, not a day to let this stuff roll off like, water off the proverbial duck's back. So lucky you, I haven't abandoned the project. I have set it aside. To come to my happy place. And you know what that happy place is? It's you. You guys are my happy place and my unboxings. And so here I am to look at. And if you notice, my aspect ratio has changed. Ooh, and I can still do that. That's freaking awesome. God, have I learned a lot the hard way today. So what we're looking at is the Rumi Tarot. And I cannot hear the name Rumi anymore without hearing Anthony Hopkins in The Silence of the Lambs. Holy shit. More Mercury and Scorpio stuff. Hold on, adjusting cameras. You guys know I can't do anything without rearranging the furniture or adjusting my cameras. I'm just fussy that way. All right. So this is in a kind of one of them flimsy boxes. My computer just went into overdrive. Includes 78 card deck, 312 page book, and black organdy tarot bag. Rumi Tarot by Nigel Jackson. Wander through the garden of divine love. Tread the sacred path of the Sufi and behold the spiritual reality of divine beauty with every step. It sounds like my computer is a fucking jet about to take off right now. I hope I don't have to do any more screaming. Okay. A beloved saint, teacher, and poet of the Sufi tradition, Rumi celebrated love and its ability to set the soul to flight. Good grief. I wonder if you can even hear that. It's freaking me out. Okay. Let yourself be transported by Rumi's sublime poetry and the enchantingly exotic imagery of this tarot kit and seek your own spiritual bliss. Each card in this mystical tarot beautifully combines Nigel Jackson's original artwork and the inspirational writings of Rumi, depicting the soul's journey toward ultimate truth. The Rumi Tarot kit includes mesmerizing artwork based on the Rider-Waite tradition that captures the mystery and opulence of the Orient, card layouts, spreads, and an in-depth historical background of the Sufi tradition, clear instructions for using this tarot for divination, meditation, visualization, and chanting. Okay. So as I was saying, it's kind of got this, sort of flimsy box, which of course I have taped up. And now that I am doing this unboxing, this box will graduate to getting flattened out and added to, there's a couple other decks, I think Shadowscapes and Mystic Fairy Tarot, that come in boxes like this, and I busted those boxes down and just kept them in the bag because it gives me more room on my shelf. So here is the little black organza bag. And card backs. So you're going to see some absolutely gorgeous imagery in the style of classical Islamic art. And I mean, I love Rumi. I love the verses, and Sufism is the mystic spiritual branch of Islam. And it is about attaining enlightenment and union, union with God, union with all that is. So we'll read about that when we get to the book, but let's go for the images now. The Fool. And I think I'll read the verses maybe for the majors, but not all the minors. We'll see. My computer is freaking me out, you guys. I mean, this computer is 10 years old, and it's been through a lot, and I actually replaced the motherboard last year, so I'm just pins and needles here. So if I suddenly disappear, you'll know why. The Fool. Be foolish so that your heart may be at peace. Talking about, letting go of the seriousness of life. And I'm sure, everybody has to have heard of Rumi and his verses. They are so eloquent and simple. All right, there is the Magician. Let's just take a moment for the artwork. So there's a phoenix, he's got a wand, there's a globe with astrological symbols and a book. Knowledge is the seal of the kingdom of Solomon. High Priestess. Come on now, this is one of the cameras that I was in hell with today. Okay. Mysteries are not communicable, save to those who know. Oh, let's take a minute with that for the High Priestess card. So the definition of mystery to me, and I can't remember where I heard this, but it is absolutely accurate, is that mystery is the thing that can be learned but can't be taught. So these are those realizations that you have, those encounters that you have, that suddenly flash of insight. Oh, wow, I get it. Things connect and your mind opens, getting your mind blown. But if you try to explain one of those experiences to someone else, thinking they're going to get what you got, it's impossible. Mystery must be experienced. It can be, and the fact that we can't communicate it is why we have music and poetry and dance and the arts. It is a way to perhaps offer someone our experience of mystery in a way that they can step into. But the perception of the mystery that we experience that's embedded in that artwork can only be experienced if that person is ready for it or has experienced it before. So, okay. Out of the esoteric into the esoteric. The Empress. Woman is a ray of the divine light. The Emperor. Be as the diadem on the head of an emperor. The Hierophant. A wise man is a mercy for the two worlds. Sorry, I need to adjust. The Lovers. Love has 1,000 feathers. Wow. All right, hold on. I'm going to scoot myself this way a little bit more. So a lot went into learning today about the aspect ratios of my cameras, in case you hadn't picked that up. The Chariot. Journey forth from your own self to God's self. Look at that, Pegasus. I love the art style. Islamic art style is absolutely glorious, except that in Islam, they would not be depicting people or animals. All right. Justice. God set up these scales so that justice might be done to us in eternity. The Hermit. The wise man is he who possesses a lamp of his own. That's a perfect one. Wheel of Fortune, O chosen one, become your own fortune. Ooh. Fortitude. The true lion is he who conquers himself. Oh, the Hanged Man. Suffering is a treasure, for it contains mercies. That's a deep one to contemplate on. Death. The grave is a veil hiding the communion of paradise. I am so happy to see the focus staying steady here. Another problem I had today was my overhead cam just popping in and out of focus. Pop, 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 pop. Lots of screaming. Temperance. Thank God my husband doesn't take it, but he knows I'm going to, it's not him. It's just I got to let it out. The cup that purifies is for those intoxicated with God. And of course it's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The cup that purifies is for those intoxicated with God. The devil, the mother of idols, is your own ego. The tower, from this minaret, hundreds of thousands of people, like Ad, fell. Okay, so I don't know who Ad is. Apparently someone who fell from a tower. The star, love is the astrolabe of the mysteries of God. Astrolabe being something that helps you find your way, not get lost. The moon is in the sky, not in the water. Okay, so that's a wonderful statement of dealing with illusion, is you see it reflected in the water and it's like, there's the moon, whatever it is, and understanding that that is just a reflection. I sure wish I knew what the hell was going on with my computer. The sun of the spirit is everlasting. It has no yesterday. Judgment, by love the dead are made living. Ah, yeah, the world. The whole world is charged with the majesty of God. Ace of Swords, be like a polished sword free from tarnish. Look at that double blade. Okay. Now we are into the suits. No, that was the Ace of Swords. All right. Here's the 2. And you attain your original purity. Moses and Pharaoh are at peace. The 3. Heartache. Okay, I'm not going to read verses now. The 4, the 5. And you can see, the images. The 4 of Swords, he's got prayer beads in his hand. He's resting. The 5 of Swords, there's like, he's standing there looking very peaceful, and they are coming at him. Yikes. Et tu, Brute. The 6 shows him in a boat. O soul, your real country is beyond. Cross to the other bank of the river. 7 of Swords. At every step there is a snare. Do not advance boldly. I mean, the verses are just wonderful for the images and for the traditional meanings. 8. Untie the knots from my hands and feet. I mean, on the road, souls are tried by terror. Under the ruin, there is a royal treasure. Just exquisite matching of verses with cards. Okay, Page of Swords, rejoice for your lasting happiness. The Knight says, may God give you prosperity, then you will have already achieved your aim. The Queen says, I will, as pearls on a string, be lifted in the hands of kings. I don't know. Rejoice in the present, your heart will soon open up. Ace of Cups, I am intoxicated with love's cup, and here I am reading the verses. Love is a boundless ocean in which the heavens are but a flake of foam. There's the 3, showing women celebrating. The 4, no sickness is there like sickness of heart. 5, perplexity in the heart is like war. The 7, the present world is but a dream the sleeper imagines to be real. The 8 of walking away. O lovers, it's time to forsake the world. Heaven's departure drum is sounding in my soul's ear. Yeah, leave taking. God will grant you whatever you desire in your heart. There's the wish card. The 10, I am like the rose garden of paradise, a garden of joy in the world. There's the Page. The Knight, let it come to me because acquired good is durable. It rejoices me with all its utility. The Queen and the King. Here's the staves. I am the polo stick and you are the ball. Thwack. 2, I will give you sovereignty without soldiers and armies. I mean, think about that. This is a card of kind of taking responsibility for the creation of your own life and saying, this is mine to decide to do. And so, yeah, I will give you sovereignty without soldiers and armies. It's your own, what you own, energetically. You know. Love is a ship for the elect. The 4, the 5, wield the mace and smash your ego to pieces. The 6, victory card. I fly as a moon and sun. I rend the curtains of the skies. And there's a dove. 7, love is like an emerald whose radiance repels dragons. Repels, you know, that idea of the 7 of wands kind of holding off. God is mounted on the wind that flies like an arrow. Perfect for the 8. The 9, one must be as the elephant to see Hindustan in one's dreams. And then the 10, be delivered from the fires of your Nimrod-like self. I know Nimrod is a character, but and I don't know anything beyond that, but it's come to mean something else just because it sounds like you're calling somebody a numbnuts when you call him a Nimrod. So there's the page. Whosoever will call me to his happiness will see only joyful looks. Knight. The queen. I am as a flower. A string of pearls is my sail. And the king. So the court cards seem to be kind of consistent just in the way the images look. You know, which way they're facing is different, but, and, you know, their clothing and stuff, but it doesn't seem to be a tremendous amount of informative detail there. Ace of coins. Truth imposes heat and cold so that the coin of our inner being becomes evident. Wow. Truth imposes heat and cold. So the first thing that flashed into my mind is that no remedy for hot and cold. That this is life. Things are going to be hot and cold. It's us that continue to get upset about things that are, here comes a hawk. Oh my God. Huge hawk just flew through the woods there. Wow. Slowly, too. Interesting. So that's spirit going, hello. It looked like it had something. I couldn't get a clear enough look. So truth imposes heat and cold so that the coin of our inner being becomes evident. So when we're confronted with hot and cold, we project all of our stuff and our likes and dislikes, and we get to see who we are. And that's what that's saying, I believe. I have resolved with the stars and their signs. Ah, look at that. A Sufi whirling. The 3 of coins. God opens the door of knowledge to the bee so that it builds a house of honey. Engrossed is the bee of my mind on the blue lotus feet of my divine mother. There's a beautiful chant. The 4. Flee to me without delay. I am a fortress invincible. The 5. In poverty is the light of the Lord of glory. So talking about poverty there. The 6. Alms. The 7. Don't say tomorrow, for many tomorrows have passed. The 8. 9. Seek the purchaser who is seeking you. 10. Pure gold is glad in the heart of the fire. Oh. Wow. Okay, there's the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. Well, you know what I didn't do? Light a charcoal. See if I can manage to break one. Wow. Thank you for that. Oh my God, there a pair of big hawks just went over. That's 3. 1, and then a pair, and there goes another one. Hold on. Hey, Cliff, there's a pair of hawks dancing over the woods. It's the same ones. They're dancing. And I'll tell you why I'm so excited about that, other than the obvious. Here they come again. I mean, they don't go in flocks. So that's been 6. I've seen 7. They're just over the woods, probably coming to, pick off our birds. But everybody eats when they come to my house. But the weekend, Cliff and I got together as a couple. We went out to visit some friends who had a farm. And many, many magical things happened. And I hope you guys don't mind. It's story time. And one of them was that a dragonfly came, and I can't remember the order. I think it landed on my heart first, and then landed on his lips. We found a heart-shaped purple potato that we were digging potatoes with, and found a heart-shaped one. He found a Matchbox car with his graduation year on it, and there was a mating pair of hawks circling over us. So I will be going down and hugging and kissing my honey when I'm done with this. All right. And I mean, those are big high spirit coming in. So, I think what I'm going to take that as, because the stuff I was working on today that was causing so much frustration is new stuff. I'm recording some music. I'm stretching out into some apps that I haven't used in a while. I've used them successfully, but it's been a while. So I'm going to take that as an atta girl, because, I've been doing my whiny mantra of, I'm trying so fucking hard. Those hawks over and over and over again say, keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. You're doing it. Trying is doing. Trying is doing. On that note, I'm going to stick a little piece of frankincense and some myrrh on this charcoal to say thank you to Spirit. Thank you. Thank you for your bumps and your messages to the sun, to the moon, the god and the goddess. Instant relief. Okay, to the book. Thanks for putting up with me, you guys. Thank you so much. About the author and artist, Nigel Jackson lives in Manchester, England, and is a well-known artist and illustrator specializing in the symbolism of the Western esoteric tradition. His previous work includes the beautiful and evocative medieval enchantment, the Nigel Jackson Tarot. Ooh! Sorry. He is deeply immersed in the traditional tarot of 15th century Lombardy, the magical teachings of medieval Renaissance astrological philosopher Magi. The magical teaching of medieval Renaissance, okay, that's hyphenated, astrological philosopher Magi, such as Ficino, Agrippa, and Bruno, and the talismanic image magic of the Moorish medieval current as exemplified in the fabled grimoire, the Picatrix. An illuminationist and hermeticist in the transcendent tradition, Nigel's been involved for over 20 years in expressing the symbolic language of the gods through his visual art, which he views as an initiatory alchemy of the imagination. He's received minor and major holy orders in the Gnostic ecclesiastical tradition, including Catholic and Syro-Oriental successions, an initiate of theurgic rites, and Ordre des Chevaliers Maçons élus Cohen de l'Univers de Rose Croix d'Orient. And Ecce Sancti Ioannis. So he's got cred. And I'm fascinated. So there's a couple things I'm going to be looking up right from that intro. This is copyright 2009 by Llewellyn. The Song of the Reed Flute. There was a poem. All right. So we have a table of contents, preface and a prologue, The Traceless Way, The Path of the Rose, Purity and Wisdom, Microcosm and Macrocosm, The Sufi Universe, The Perfect Man, The Ladder of Illuminations, The Alchemist of Love, Saracen Cards, and the Tarot. Part 2 is the Major Arcana, Part 3 is the Minor and the Court Cards, Part 4 is using the Rumi Tarot, Consecration Ritual, Consulting, Spreads, Epilogue, The Recital of the Emerald Dome. And then there's a glossary of Sufi terms. Ooh, one thing, I just reviewed something recently that had a glossary in the back that I hadn't looked at, and it bummed me out. I wonder what that was, but I'm really happy to see one here. So, as you might expect, these are Arabic words. Afrad, the solitary ones. Baka, subsistence. Baraka, blessing. Numinous transmission of spiritual benediction. Barzak. Fakir, a poor one, a Sufi mendicant. So you can look everything up in here to find out what the hell it's talking about. All right. There's a lot of information here. I know this already. And I'm not going to read that poem. The Traceless Way. So, Rumi was in the 13th century. I'm not going to read the history here either. Purity and Wisdom. Now, the first poem that was there that I did not read was not, in fact, by Rumi. This one is. So I'm going to read it. I am neither Christian, nor Jew, nor Magian, nor Muslim. I am not of the East, nor of the West, nor of the land, nor of the sea. I am not of nature's mint, nor of the circling heavens. I am not of earth, nor of water, nor of air, nor of fire. I am not of the empyrean, nor of the dust, nor of existence, nor of entity. I am not of India, nor of China, nor of Bulgar, nor of Saxon. I am not of the kingdom of Iraq, nor of the country of Khorasan. I am not of this world, nor of the next, nor of paradise, nor of hell. I am not of Adam, nor of Eve, nor of Eden and Rizwan. My place is the placeless, my trace is the traceless. 'Tis neither body nor soul, for I belong to the soul of the beloved. I have put duality away. I have seen that the two worlds are one. One I seek, one I know, one I see, one I call. Okay. So let's look at this real quick here. The historical origin of the term Sufi has given rise to various theories of derivation. According to some, the word may be a play upon the word Safa, purity. In the 10th century, the astrologer Al-Biruni stated his view that the word Sufiya was a derivation from the Greek Sophia, meaning wisdom. Well, that sounds awfully sensible. And in fact, we can see that Sufi schools were especially evident in those regions that had previously formed the Eastern Roman Empire of Byzantium. As the word Sufi is in fact not attested to before the 9th century, some authorities are inclined to view the phenomenon as having taken impetus from early interactions with Eastern Christianity and its mystical theology. The etymology of the word Sufi from the term Suf, meaning wool, literally the wearers of wool, might support this supposition, as woolen robes were the distinctive garb of Eastern anchorites in the deserts of Syria. Okay, so we go on. But Sophia and Sophia, you know, I'm willing to go with that. I'll go with that. So, purity and wisdom, there is, again, a lot of information here. Well worth delving into. Macrocosm and microcosm, the Sufi universe. Man is the microcosm in which all attributes are united, and in him alone does the absolute become conscious of itself in all its diverse aspects. Yes, we are the gods incarnating, becoming, you know, encased in flesh so that we can enjoy our creation. Spirit gets into a body because the senses, only through the senses can you perceive this world and enjoy it. So, yeah, that's what I always believed. The perfect man is the crown of the king. So they're talking about a central concept of Sufism being the ideal perfected human. And I think we can probably translate that as to enlightened human. You know, one that understands the unity of all. To attain to this state of the perfect man is the true goal of the Sufi way, being nothing less than the realization of our divine nature and primal being as an image of God, a recovery of and reintegration into the original perfection that humankind possessed in the beginning. So semantically, you know, they're talking about God here because this is one of the Abrahamic religions, and so they do look at an external God, but they're talking about, you know, recognizing that your nature is of God and is divine and is unified with him. So, you know, in Buddhism, it's you are Buddha, you have Buddha nature, and we stop short of it being a God. It's just innate in all of us, and we can all attain this realization. So it's the same thing. We're talking the same thing. As human beings share this experience, we all suffer in the same way, and we can all free ourselves in the same ways. The Ladder of Illuminations, the Alchemist of Love, Rumi's message and his presence are a gift of heaven and a sign of divine mercy which remains accessible to men whenever and wherever they are willing to open themselves to its revivifying rays and to conform themselves to its immutable norms. Saracen cards and the Tarot. The existence of cards in the Middle East is well documented. This is going long, you guys. I'm sorry. The old Italian word tarocchi is thought to have an Arab root, deriving from the word taraha, meaning to throw away, reject, describing the cutting and discarding of cards in a game of trumps. In the 1960s, Idris Shah proposed a Sufi origin for the word in the term turuk or tarika, meaning the way, and theorized the tarot came from the first concealed and coded Sufi teachings. Or then you could think Tara, Tara from Hinduism and into Buddhism, and Tara and her root and her 21 emanations as the origin of the 22 major arcana of the Tarot. A lot of discussion could be had over that. Then we go into the majors and the minors. Okay, let's reach out to allies and ancestors, guides and guardians. With the fresh water and the salt water, the ocean, the fire, the air, offer this perfume and this prayer. May the Merciful One help you to understand these indications and symbols. May He open your heart, expand your breast, purify your soul, illumine your intelligence, that you may contemplate with the eyes of the inner vision the true realities of these mysteries. And that is from the Epistles of the Brethren of Purity, Ikhwan Asafa. All right, let's shuffle. It's going to shuffle well. You know how I can tell? Just by the way it fits in my hand. Okay, think about all the videos that I've shuffled cards in. I might have said exactly the same thing before, so think about what happens when I get to a deck that, I can't fuss, and this, it's just like, carry on. Carry on, carry on, carry on. All right. That was fun. I'm going to do it again. I mean, really fun. I'm going to do it again. Teletubbies. God, my son loved the Teletubbies. Oop. Okay, they do not want to be shuffled anymore. That way. All right. I am open to receiving the message that you have to bring to my viewers in a wonderful, clear, and insightful way that will help us move from surviving into thriving. All right. 3 off the top. Ace of Staves, 6 of Staves, and the Hermit. Good. And we came right to the Ace of Staves. After all I've been through today, it's so nice to have things clicking like this. It's just thank you, universe. Thank you for talking me off the ledge here. I am the polo stick and you are the ball. The staves or wands were originally the jokkan, the suit of polo sticks. The game of polo, originally of Central Asian derivation, became especially popular in ancient and medieval Persia and was the favored aristocratic sport of kings, princes, warriors, and generals. Thus, the baton design... What language am I speaking? Thus, the baton design in the ace is based on the stylized adaptation of the polo stick found on early decks in medieval Europe. Various Sufis, including Rumi, celebrate the metaphor of the polo game as an emblem of God as prime mover who sets all things in motion. a concept alluded to in Rumi's line, I am the polo stick and you are the ball. However, as well as representing the polo stick in the Mamluk card decks, the stave or wand of the tarot cards may have originally been intended to depict the ceremonial rod of office borne by the priestly class of the Magi in ancient Iran. According to the researches of the contemporary authority on tarot symbolism, Paul Hewson, basing his view on lore described in the 17th century text, the Dabistan ul Mazahab. Moreover, in the context of Sufi symbolism, this suit emblem can be seen to equate with the miraculous staff of the prophet Musa, Moses, which when struck against stones released gushing waters and is transformed into a dragon serpent to devour the snakes of the magicians of Pharaoh. Just so for Rumi, Moses becomes symbolic of divine love and the spiritual power that overcomes the lower self. As he says, love is Moses who slays the Pharaoh of existence by means of his miraculous rod. Gotta love the patriarchal religions. They do love their rods. The Sufi scholar Titus Burckhardt also comments on the deep esoteric symbolism of the wand or rod in Sufi tradition. In Islamic mysticism, Moses' rod, which on God's command turned into a serpent, and on being grasped by Moses turned back into a rod. I'm 12. Is compared with the passional soul, nafs, which through the influence of the divine spirit can be turned into a wonder-working power, for the spirit prevails over the soul and its domain. In the poems of the Divani Shamsi Tabriz, Rumi invokes the inner spirit within us as Moses with his miraculous staff. Come, O soul, you are Moses, your bodily form is your staff. Grasp hold of me, I am a staff. Throw me down, I am a serpent. The corresponding divine name is Al-Mubdi, the originator, the cause, the beginner. The meaning, and then we do get keywords, because that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, just the historical sections are like, stop and think a minute. Meaning. Creative inception, movement and motivating power, swift initiative, active targeted force. The reversed says a false start, motivational problem, and lack of focus. So creative inception, this is new projects. What can we do to thrive is we can get into our creative self, our creative being, and think about what we want to put out to the world. And it doesn't have to be marketable, people. It just needs to be expressed. It doesn't even have to be witnessed by anyone else or received by them or critiqued by them. It just needs to be created, because that act of creation puts you closer to the beloved. Yeah. So, I am the polo stick, you are the ball. The verse on the card is a little different than the meanings here. Well, movement and motivating power. No, they aren't really. Swift initiative, active targeted force, whack. I am the polo stick, you are the ball. So think about in terms of a creative project, you're the polo stick and it's the ball. What's the ball that you would like to thwack into motion right now? So that's the first thing we need to do is whack something into motion and get it moving. Now, the Six of Staves is up next. I'm not going to read this whole thing because it's even longer. I fly as a moon and sun. I rend the curtains of the skies. So it's a white falcon depicted in flight, as I saw those hawks going over and over and over. Okay, wreath of victory, worthy achievement, fulfillment, success through activity, gain via skillful diplomacy, pleasing news. So yes, the victory card. And I just heard, well begun is half done. Begun at all is half done. Because you can't get anywhere without starting. So take starting as a, now I'm halfway there, then the other half is completing, the doing of. But getting started can be the hardest part for a lot of people, especially if you have anxiety disorder. It can be extremely difficult to get started because all of the doubt and questioning and, self-esteem stuff comes in. So starting itself is a victory. That's what those two together are saying. That and trying is doing. I want to say this again. There was a chant that we did for Hogwarts, for the Goblet of Fire, and everybody It was the Tri-Wizard Tournament, TRY. And it was all about trying, making an effort over an extended period of time. That it's great when you can, something's a one-shot deal and it's instant gratification, but it's so much harder when it's something that requires discipline and requires commitment. Effort over time requires commitment to show up every day. So they decided, they chose a project, and then they put their name in the Goblet of Fire as commitment to doing that project. And they had a little booklet to track their progress. And the chant, that one part of the chant that they did is trying is doing, because I told them they were sitting in the room, and I'm like, I want you to try to raise your hand. And they all did it. And I said, okay, now I want you to raise your hand. And they all raised their hand. I'm like, what's the difference between trying and doing? Trying is doing. So, whether you succeed in getting where you want to go when you make your effort, the trying is doing. It is a success. So that's what those two are saying. Trying is doing. Well, to begin is to succeed. And now let's look at the Hermit. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's long. The wise man is he who possesses a lamp of his own. That leader is his own director and light. That illuminated one follows his own lead. The wayfarer upon the Sufi path is traditionally called a salik, meaning a pilgrim or traveler, and this encapsulates the essential significance of card 9. The image of the hermit is that of a mysterious green-robed sage. This turbaned wanderer holds aloft a lamp and fares upon a path beside a deep crystalline pool wherein are to be found the waters of life. This is excellent. This is excellent writing, just completely about the image and its meaning. Very good. He is Khwaja Khezr, the Green One, the renowned patron saint of the Sufis, invoked as the invisible spiritual guide upon the Sufi path and sometimes identified with Elias or Elijah. And with Saint George, Khwaja Khezr wanders the world through the ages of time. According to tradition, whenever his name is mentioned, the speaker should always respectfully add Salam Alaikum, peace be upon you. Salam Alaikum, in case he is present nearby unseen. The Green One is described as an elderly figure clothed entirely green. He can fly through the air. It's said every Friday he prays in the mosques at Mecca, Medina, and Jerusalem. It was Khwaja Khezr, according to the legends of Ishkandarnama, who guided Alexander the Great through the realm of darkness to the fountain of life situated directly beneath the pole star, an image of the quest for the sacred center of divine being. The greenness of the hermit's robe stands for the subtle state of spiritual elation and mystical expansion that the Sufis call qadr, greenness, qadr. The emerald green radiance of the life of the awakened heart. The track in which Khwaja Khezr the track in which he walks flowers into fresh, rich herbage in his wake, so that he is poetically described as moving in greenness. It is said that when Khezr, salam alaikum, happened upon the well of immortality, some dried fish he was carrying were dipped into the waters and miraculously coming to life, they swam away with a flick of their tails. Khezr, salam alaikum, and that was the guide and master of Moses according to the Quranic tradition. And there's even more here. Let's go to the meaning. This symbol reflects as in a mirror the quality of the divine attribute and beautiful name Al-Hadi, the guide. It means prudence, detachment, deliberation and caution, foresight, contemplation, silent counsel, independence, withdrawal and solitude, slow down, sagacity. Reversed is overcautiousness, delay, apathy, inertia, and closed-mindedness. So this is saying that we need to be kind of, let's take it one at a time. I mean, prudence. So thinking about which project you want to start and what the purpose of it is. Is it just to give you joy and a release, or is it something that you need to set some structure to and a deadline so that you can decide, do I have the time to do this now? That's prudent. Detachment. I'm going to do the best I can and just put it out. It's like some of these videos I'll shoot and it's like, oh, that's awful. And I shoot it again. And sometimes it's like, this is me. Here it comes. So that's the detachment of just putting your work into the world without without being precious with it. You know, it is my best effort, and so that's good enough for me, and I'm going to give my gifts. Deliberation and caution, that kind of goes along with the prudence. Foresight, contemplation, silent counsel. So also talking about just taking some time for yourself, by yourself. You know what this is, you guys? This is starting your meditation practice. The solitude and deliberation and, slow down, all of that stuff, taking time to go within and really connect. So I would do that around a project. Just spend some time tapping into the deeper patterns, your deeper wisdom, your intuition, and your gifts, and just saying, I'm going to, kick this off and take it to a successful conclusion. And this is also saying you are the judge of what success is. He's shining the light here and looking this way. And it's like, what is success? If you are engaging in something external, or your project is going to be, something judged by somebody else, then you need to think of those standards. But this is talking about you are the judge of success one way or another. And I just looked down and saw this has been 46 minutes. Oh my God. Okay. Well, happy place. I really hope some of you have stuck through that long, even if it's just for my voice to put you to sleep. Please like and subscribe and, all that stuff. Please consider sending a donation. I do rely on your donations to keep this work going, to be the priestess that I am without having to get a day job. And I appreciate every penny. Thanks so much, you guys. I'll be here tomorrow for another unboxing. Blessed be. Bye-bye.